I'm a hustler. I'm going to always be a hustler. I'm going to always find a way to get this money, because that's what I do.
Bounce, bounce, y'all, bounce. Get the bounce, world, bounce.
It's important to me because I feel like I represent a majority of people that don't have a voice. You know, we're not really being paid attention to the way I feel like we deserve to be paid attention to. So that's why it's important for me to get my story out there, you know, and I'm passionate about what I do. You know, I'm cool with where I came from. I'm cool with the journey, so that's why it's important to me. Derrick Copes, that's who came out of prison. I think to understand Derrick Copes, you have to understand Rudy. Rudy was it was a negative force in my life at one point. And eventually it took me to prison. And Derrick Copes came home. And Derrick Copes, you know, Rudy was a hustler turned convict. Derrick is a felon turned businessman. My actions, things that I did, I was in the streets, sold a lot of drugs, played a lot of games, did things that could have ultimately put me in a graveyard. You know, as bad as it was to be in that situation and go through what I went through inside prison, which, you know, I really think my prison term was a smooth ride in comparison to those that I was surrounded with. I ended up with a 10-year sentence for trafficking, distribution. Because it was my second offense and the quantity that was involved, I was looking at life.
Wow.
That was a real possibility.
Wow.
Yeah, I ended up with a 10-year sentence, and believe it or not, I was happy with that. So that just goes to show you how severe the situation was. Anytime somebody can give you 10 years and you're happy about it, I was celebrating. It's easy to say I had a good lawyer, but I say I serve a great God. So, you know, that's the way that went down. You know, when you're in prison, you realize, you know, the rest of the world don't wait for you. Life goes on. You know, my kids got older. You know, my mom got older. You know, she was walking. She was standing straight up when I left. You know, when I came home, she could barely walk. So, my grandma passed away. I didn't get to go to her funeral. So, and that hurt. That hurt like no pain you can ever understand. That was one of the things that made me feel like, you know, I'm never gonna go back to the streets again.
Right.
But, you know, another thing that hit me was you realize life don't wait for you. And what is gonna happen is gonna happen. So, you know, it's one of those things that is just like, I can't do this no more. It's funny because, you know, being in the streets, I was afforded the ability to have nice cars. There was this one guy that he always cleaned my car, and he always made my car look new when he cleaned it. So this one particular day, I was going somewhere, and I said, "Hey, I need my car cleaned," and he said, "I'm not doing it. I got things to do." Long story short, I ended up washing my own car. He didn't wash the car. I washed the car, and I realized I totally was able to shut everything out. I was like, wow, I'm not worrying about nothing right now. I'm so lost into what I'm doing and trying to do it right. I felt like, wow, this is what I should be doing.
Okay.